mother.
Yeah, that's tough. Her mom was probably passing on with Alzheimer's. That's a very tough thing. My mother-in-law recently passed, and it is very tough because they deteriorate steadily, and then the last few days, it's like dramatically, and they're gone almost
Yeah,
so quick that
Glenn
it
wrote
is
in.
what it is.
Glenn wrote in and said, "Miracles happen every day. I've seen multiple people with expiration dates completely turn around and are happy and healthy now." Yep, I was one of those.
I
I mean,
agree. I agree.
17
I'm
years
all about
ago.
miracles. I love miracles. I'm looking for one every day. I'm looking for one right now in a case I'm working on.
Yeah, 17 years ago, they told me I'd be dead in 6 months. Here I am, still pissing the listeners off and the
Mhm.
readers off. But okay. Speaking of chicken, did
Hey,
you
how
see what
about?
they did
Go
to
ahead. Go
Bar?
ahead.
Did you see what they did with Bar? Sticking that bucket of KFC up there.
Who cares? Nobody cares.
If it,
Democrats are dumber than a box of rocks.
Now, let me ask
Go
you
ahead
this.
and impeach him. I say, go ahead and impeach the president. Make my day. Make his day. Okay? You got something on the president, go ahead and impeach him because you know what you're going to do? Shut down your whole little Democrat agenda. They're passing a bill every week that's not even going to get heard in the Senate. It's so far gone. The Democrats in the House are doing a terrible, terrible disservice to this country. We could be having a major construction type bill and infrastructure and do some good. But no, they want to demonize the president, continue to lie, continue to be haters. The guy is really making the country a lot better, a lot stronger. It's a lot, the spirit is up. Everything is moving the right direction in the sense that we're no longer going to be walked over. And right now, as we have our military, our aircraft carrier group in the Persian Gulf, I want to see, and I don't want to see it because I know what'll happen, but I don't think we'll see a bunch of Iranian speedboats come up to one of our little boats and then try to board it and take our people and humiliate them and keep them hostage for a week, okay? I don't think any of that's going to happen because we've got a man in the White House, a real leader, as opposed to some guy that wants to lead from behind and delegate America's leading role to the Muslim Brotherhood. Okay. And that's, it's kind of harsh criticism of the Obama foreign policy, but it was a terrible, terrible foreign policy.
Well, I do like what Trump said about to Iran the other day. If you screw with us, it will wipe you off the map. I mean, he's not
Hey,
messing
hey,
around. Hello,
if North
Barbara.
Carolina,
Hello,
yeah,
Jolyn. Um,
talk about regime shame. That's how it will happen. If Iran's stupid, regime shame happens. If North Korea gets stupid, regime change happens, and it's going to be like that. So it is what it is. But we're ready, and we need to be ready. It's a dangerous world out there.
yeah, the whole thing with the Mueller report and everything. They're sitting there and they're working toward impeachment. Barr couldn't do any more than he already did. And you've got old knucklehead up there trying to say, "Oh well, he needs to give us the full report." The full report is sitting down 4 doors away. He could go read it. He just won't get off his lazy fat ass and go do it. He could go read it along with
Yeah,
the
it was
rest of
all
them.
the grand jury stuff. They know you can't by law release it. So, because you won't break the law, we're going to hold you in contempt. It doesn't matter. It just goes to show how far off the turnip truck the Democratic Party is. They lied to their constituents to get them to vote. They stole 5 seats in California by having illegals vote over and over again. And they're caught red handed now in California. They've got some glitch in the system where you can vote in person and through the mail and not get caught. And the Democrat doesn't care. That's how they win their elections over there.
Yep. All my brother's online, and one that's in the hospital. I got to give Terry a shout out. I hope you're feeling better, brother. Yeah, he's a mess.
Well,
He
hey, I
fight.
hope it
He's a
gets better
fighter though.
soon.
He is definitely a friggin' fighter. Um,
Good.
but anyways, can you imagine if it would have been a black person walk up there and they set a bucket of chicken up there? I would dare the left to do that.
Yeah.
You know, But now you got Comey. Um, Comey
Comey's
is the
an
biggest
idiot. He's
liar
an
in the
idiot.
United
Like,
States.
he's an idiot. Yeah, I don't know who's a bigger idiot. Schiff, to be honest, I think Schiff is as bad as Comey. And this is a guy that sits on an intelligence committee who had clandestine meetings with Fusion Network, was actually colluding with Russians against the president. Schiff is, as far as I'm concerned, he ought to be found guilty of treason. Comey's acts were treasonous. Half the people in the FBI, the upper foggy bottom types, 4 or 5 of them were treasonous in their behavior. So it is what it is. You can't have stuff like that. But this is the deep state. Again, this was largely put in by Obama, and Obama he made thousands of people federal employees on his way out the door. He grew the federal government, and he's got a lot of plants in there. I hate to say it, a lot of them Muslim Brotherhood members probably.
Biden said that that well, Trump is riding off of what Obama did. Bull crap. Obama shut down the fuel, shut down the pipelines, shut down a bunch of infrastructure, and did a bunch of crap. But Biden's going to get his ass kicked by Trump. I mean,
Let me tell you, there's a lot of dirt coming out on Biden. Biden was there when all this crooked stuff against Trump went down. He's just as culpable as Obama. It all went up to the top. They knew about this, and it is what it is. It's a crooked bunch up there in the Department of Justice.
well, they were saying
And now it's cleaned up. And there was something on the BBC, and that's another mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. But the BBC had something on lately about whether or not Obama would, not Obama, but we'll just leave that thought. I don't even want to go there right now. Go ahead and go on to the next topic.
well, like with the terrorist, like
a disappointment. Go ahead.
I mean, and I don't hate Obama for the ones that are writing in saying I hate Obama, I'm an Obama hater. I don't hate Obama. I think he did what he thought.
I drink with him.
I thought he did what he thought was in the best interest for this company, but he wasn't a business guy. He was a politician.
Wait a minute. I can't let you pass that. Are you telling me that when he's on Fusion 3 days before the election, and he says, I don't care if you're legal. If you're illegal, please vote. You won't be prosecuted. Encouraging non-citizens to vote is what's best for the country? No, I can't give you that.
No, I think he meant well.
He was anti-American. He did more to hurt America. He set America back. He set race relations back in this country 50 years.
Oh, yeah, I'll
Back
give
in
you
the
that.
60s, over with. The 70s were, anyway, things were pretty good, moving in the right direction. And then Obama comes and basically, I don't know, he's basically set race relations back. There's a lot of problems that wouldn't be there had he not been such a strange cat. I'll put it that way.
Well, I got to agree with Glenn. He said, unlike President Trump, will not negotiate with terrorists, i.e., Bo Burdog. And he's absolutely right on that. I mean, Trump will blow him off the map. Where Obama let all those people go from Guantanamo Bay that went right back to doing terrorism. I don't like that at all. Doug wrote in and said, Obama blamed Bush for all the bad stuff that happened during his tenure and is now trying to take credit for Trump's success. I give him that.
Hey, it is what it is, though. Hey, he had his chance to decriminalize marijuana. He didn't. He shoved down an unpopular health plan, basically lied to the American people to get it passed, and then bragged about lying to the people, and then bragged about how stupid the people are that elected him president. So, he has a right to feel repudiated because the Trump vote was an anti-Obama vote, too.
So who do you think is going to go up against Trump? Kamala Harris? Pete? Pete, Mayor Pete. Yeah, you know what?
You mean Pete Buttpacker?
Yeah. Now, the thing that I don't like about the guy is he's running on a gay platform. Okay, every time I see him on there, he's talking about, me and my boyfriend, I'm gay, man. Get over the gay shit. I want to hear about. what
Mad
your foreign
Magazine.
policies are. I could give a damn if he's gay or he's heterosexual or what he is. I want to hear what these politicians' foreign policies are. I want to hear what they're going to do to make the economy
Hey,
better.
I don't care what that guy's name is. I really don't care what his views are. He's got no chance of being president. He shouldn't be anywhere near the White House, and neither should the entire field. I can't think of one Democrat running for president who should be anywhere near the White House. They're
Now,
all bad. Some are worse than others.
now, I did see one guy the other
Been one
day.
or two. There may have been one or two that were tolerable. I think the governor of Montana might be a decent guy, but he doesn't have a chance.
I
You
can't
got to
remember.
be a lib to be a president nowadays.
I can't remember if he's the one I saw the other day. I was listening to one, and it was on the BBC, and the guy is actually he's old school Democrat, which is
Yeah, there's a few of them left. God bless them. I was one once.
hello Zach. Or Doug wrote in and said, and which is he makes a very strong and good statement here. He says Obama is half black, so why isn't he considered white instead of black? He plays the race card for politics again. Now I got to give him that one because in Obama's terms in office, I never once heard him say he was white. Hello, Desiree. There's your favorite listener, Desiree. This is one we
Hey,
had on the air
Desiree.
that night. But he never went on the white side. He was a politician, a president that could have brought both sides together and said, "Hey, I'm half black, I'm half white."
He could have been a uniter, but he was the divider. You know, the Democrats throw that phrase at Trump. The great divider was Obama. He was on the wrong side of about every issue. Some of these police shootings that were turned out to be justified. He was on the wrong side of those. Wrong side of the Harvard professor thing. This kid in Florida that got shot by the other guy.
Trayvon Martin
Yeah, he
and George Zimmerman.
politicized that, and then it tried to lie about that and cover that up. I happened to see some photos of that kid that is now deceased, unfortunately. Very sad, but apparently he'd burglarized a lot of places, and there was lots of pictures with him and stuff that he had stolen. These people actually commit crimes and post their bounty on Facebook. It's amazing.
Yeah. Desiree said, my guys. I guess she's referring to me and you. I hope it wasn't Obama and Biden she was referring to.
I don't think Biden's going to last. If Biden gets it, that'll be good because I think Biden can be beat easily. I think all of them are terrible. Here's the problem, though: 40 to 45% of the American public is so stupid they will vote Democrat. Okay, I hate to say it, but they will vote Democrat just because they don't want to vote Republican. I don't know what it is. The Democrats can be communist and they're still going to get 40 to 45%. They could come out and say, we want to be slaves for China and still get 40%.
I vote, and I always have. I vote by the person and what their
Me too.
politics are, what they stand for, where they're trying to take places. I haven't seen. Of course, there's nobody on the right now running against Trump, so that kind of leaves him out. So I don't want people to think I'm singling out the left
Trump
here.
is doing. You got to admit, Trump has really turned the country around. He saved the Republican Party.
Yeah, but I
There's
haven't.
some good talent coming up behind him, but the fact is he was the right man at the right time because the Bushes were ruining the country. Between Bush and Clinton, this country really got plundered pretty good.
I don't say anything about the Clintons. I might wake up dead. But I would like to hear one person on the Democratic side. If I were somebody on the Republican side right now, I'd be tearing their ass up too. But I would like to hear one of these Democrats come out and tell me what they have in foreign policy, what they have to, keep the interest rates down, what they're going to do about everything, price of crude oil. You know damn well we could have gas for $1 a gallon or fuel. I mean, as much as we produce here. But I would like to hear one of them instead of getting up there and Pete's.
They got to be able to make some profit so they don't go out of business. If you give it away, you can't make any money. You gotta make some money. You got to understand that companies they have to make a profit, some of these companies are guaranteed profits, like Florida Power. Your power companies are guaranteed a profit. But you got to have a profit to be able to pay taxes. So it's a balancing act.
Yeah, Glenn wrote in and said, "I wish Mike Huckabee would run again. I would too. He had a
I
lot
like
of Reagan
he was
qualities. His
Huckable's
problem,
happy with Trump. I mean, Trump's doing his policies are tremendously sound. His instincts are very good. The only people that don't get Trump are the Democrats and the leftist Democrats. They just don't get him. They don't understand his foreign policy. When he's sending mixed messages, that's good. Okay, Trump knows what he's doing. He's got an end game, and he'd like to not have to blow North Korea off the map. He'd like to not have to blow Iran off the map. But if Iran is going to be, a horrible state and try to hurt us, then they'll pay a price. The same thing with North Korea. North Korea can't keep lobbing missiles and threatening nuclear annihilation and not think they're going to get spanked. So, at some point in time, we have we're still the leader of the free world. We have to be, and China's got a role to play. Russia's got a role to play. Australia's got a role to play. But America's got to be strong for peace for peace.
yep. I'm going to say this. Hello, Janice. I'm going to say this right now, and I want you people to listen that likes Bernie Sanders. Now, you don't think he's a communist socialist? I want you to go, and I want you to go to YouTube, and I want you to type in Bernie Sanders wedding night in Russia. And I want you to sit there and listen to him sing. Now, this is not something this was done years ago before, you could screenshot the guy and stuff. But I want you to listen to him singing the Mother Russia song. And I want you to watch him sitting there with the likes of Putin and all these other guys. Well, not Putin, but the old Russians. And I want you to sit there and listen to him and tell me that he has his country's best interest at heart. And then I can tell you to kiss my ass. Hello, Christopher. Hello, Chris. Chris is one of my favorite. Used to be a cop. What are you staring at? Quit looking down my
What's
top.
up with Chris? What's up with Chris?
Oh, Chris used to be one of the best detectives in Putnam County. I never did ask him why he got out of it, but he was one of the best detectives in Putnam County.
Well, speaking of counties and sheriffs right north of you, the Clay County Sheriff sure seems to have stepped into a mess. You heard anything about that?
Oh, what now?
The Clay County Sheriff's problems?
No, I haven't been around the
Well, you
block
need to
this
go.
week.
It's the neighboring county to Putnam. It's Putnam and then Clay. So you need to look it up. Apparently, the sheriff was having an affair, and it blew all up, and it's a big mess.
Leave him alone. You know what they should do with the guys like that instead of politicizing it? Put him in a room with his girlfriend and his wife, and it'll work itself out. He might come out one of those, hey, my sex has been changed now. It changed his ass from a rooster to a hen real quick. But Chris said that the Democrats, they get in there and they will undo everything Trump has done. Just bring the country down and line their pockets. Manage.
That doesn't make any sense. Trump is the one that reversed.
No, he's saying if the
entire
Democrats got in
Obama.
office. He's saying if the Democrats got in office, that's what they would do, is they would destroy the
Well,
country again.
they can't do anything about the tax cut because they don't have the votes. Because as long as the Republicans control the Senate, the country's in good shape.
Who do you think's going to
And
wind up going
as
against
long as
Trump?
we have Trump in the White House, we're going to be in great shape. A Democrat president would be not so good, just to let you know.
Who do you think's going to wind up going up against Trump, though?
Well, I don't think it's going to be A.D.D. Beto or Robert, whatever his name is. The guy is.
Oh,
an
you mean
empty suit.
Mr.
Beto? He's not. He's not going anywhere. He cuckoo. Okay, and then Pocahontas. she's too confused. She still thinks she's an Indian deep down. So, and I don't think it's going to be Warren because, frankly, she's running out of people to sleep with on the way to the White House. So I don't think it's going to be her. And it's not going to be that idiot senator from New York that nobody likes, Julie
Cuomo.
Brand or whatever Julie Brand's thing is.
Yeah, you got
Which
Cuomo out
leaves
of New York
us
too.
with this lady from Minnesota that I don't think is that bright. And there's somebody from Hawaii that's actually coherent. You can actually understand what she says.
What about Spartacus?
And there's somebody from Hawaii that's ex-military that I like. But again, the Democrats are so far out there. They're so eaten up with the stupid train that they're probably going to nominate Biden, and then they're going to be pissed off. Half the party's going to be mad because Biden's crooked. He's crooked, sleepy, touchy Joe Biden.
Did you see Obito when he was in there getting his hair cut by the little Mexican guy? The whole time he's
Yeah.
doing this, I would have just taken the razor, ran it
I
right down the
didn't
middle of
think
his damn
Vito
head.
needed to pat the Mexican guy on the head. I thought that was a little bit.
Yeah. You know what he's probably telling him? It's low tide. You need to go swim. Run, brother, run. The
We
old
don't need a border. I'm Vito. We don't need a border, O'Rourke.
yeah, like he doesn't need a border my ass. Go
It
and
is
ask
a
those
problem
people.
with all these people coming. We do have the worst immigration laws. They ought to do something, okay? I mean, the Democrats keep wanting to do the wrong thing. We got to at least get more permanent structures up there, build the walls where we can, and then get more manpower up there and send these people back around. Hey, turn them right around. Enjoy your trip back. It's sad. We can't let everybody in the country.
We got some comments coming in about the Clay County Sheriff's Daniels. He says great law enforcement officer. We all human. He didn't commit a crime. He made a moral mistake. Leave him alone. I agree with that. He's going to have
There
to
you
work
go.
that out with his. There ain't nothing
Go.
you can say or do to that
I
man right
like him.
now.
I like his cowboy hat, and he's a Republican. You got to like that. But these things happen, and it is embarrassing to say the least.
Leave it alone because his wife and his girlfriend will work that crap out for him. I guarantee you. He may have been out having a little bit of fun, but now it ain't no fun. That man, I would not want to be him.
Well, I
He is a
tell you,
good sheriff, though. I
I was
like him.
surprised and shocked to hear about it myself. And things happen. You're right. And like I say, he was elected to be the sheriff of Clay, which is to keep the community safe. Just like we elected Trump to be president, not the Pope. I don't look for Trump for my moral inspiration. I get that from my church and my faith. And that's the way it should be. I mean, we elect leaders to be leaders. JFK was one hell of a philanderer. Yet, the media covered up a lot of that, but he was always doing stupid stuff in the White House. But yet, he was arguably one of the greater Democrat presidents we had,
Yep.
at least his economy, anyway.
Yep. Well, that's like Eric Holder. If we're gonna rag on somebody, here you had that guy was he was ahead of everything, and then he has Fast and Furious where he drops all these guns off to all these drug dealers, and then they shoot one of our border patrol agents and murder him. Why does this guy still have a bar license? I mean, you're an attorney. Tell me, if you did that, if you sold guns to the drug cartel, and one citizen got killed by that, wouldn't you be put in prison for being an accessory to a crime?
Well, he's acting in his role of government. He's got what they call sovereign immunity.
Oh, that's a load of crap.
It's hard to sue any government official for malfeasance, and they'll line their pockets as a result. Some of them, it is what it is. That's why we have elections.
Yep.
Elections have a cleansing process. There's something cleansing about elections. Okay, so you hear a lot of noise. They've thrown a lot of dirt on Trump. Well, let's get him reelected. And it's like he just had a shower, good for another 4 years. I will say this: the Democrats are really hurting our foreign policy, and they've been. We've got a strong president. He could have, it would be great if the country came together, but they want to divide and conquer, and it's just sad to watch the Democrat Party move so far to the left that we don't even have reasonable Democrats in office anymore. I mean, there's a few, but very, very few. Tommy Hazouri, one of our leading citizens here, endorsed the mayor, who's a Republican, and Tommy's the leading Democrat. So it just goes to show that I think the better policy is to vote for the person and not the party.
Yeah, but who do you think? I don't see anybody can go up against Trump right now. It definitely isn't going to be Sanders. He
The
can't. He
funniest
can't handle
thing
Trump.
is these media, these left wing. Well, I can't say left wing. NBC poll, Wall Street Journal poll. That's all these polls. They're polling 60% Democrats, so they wonder why they're all skewed in favor of the Democratic candidate. But anyway, they're not very scientifically based. The Rasmussen's the only one I ever pay attention to.
They're showing Biden
But
ahead right now. By the way,
yeah. Well, Rasmussen's great, though. I love Rasmussen. But yeah, they're all saying Biden's ahead by 10 or 11 points. But that's because the Trump voters they don't care about polls. Trump voters won't tell a pollster what they're going to vote. They really, they don't, they'll deliberately mislead a pollster.
I wish one of
That's
the
what
pollsters would call
Trump
me.
voters are. I mean, when I voted for Trump, I was like, who can I vote for that will really shake things up in Washington, D.C.?
I would
Who
confuse the hell
will
out of them.
be the biggest disruptor we could send? That was Trump. He's doing a great job.
I would confuse the hell out
Reminds
of
me
them.
of Andrew Jackson.
If they, you're going to take a beating on that one, brother.
Andrew Jackson, another fine president.
I would love for them to call me up because if they anybody and everybody ask me, do you like their stand on this or what is it? Yeah, I like that. I would hit them with yes on Democrats and Republicans. They wouldn't know which way to go with their polling. Well, I got 50-50.
The guy from that looks like the guy from Mad Magazine. The
What's his name?
audacity. I mean, this guy is. I look at him. I look at the mayor of Tallahassee. I look at that idiot that ran for the governor of Georgia, Abrams, that wants anybody to vote. And I'm thinking, gee, the Democratic Party is really on the wrong path.
She's the spokesman for the Democratic Party. She lost, and she can't get over it. Oh, the white people took my vote. Yeah, white people had nothing to do with it. You didn't apparently get out and do your campaigning enough.
Hey, all I can tell you is a rising tide lifts all boats.
I tell you what, Kamala Harris pissed me off. I sat there and watched her the other night, and she said that Florida, that it should have been the black governor here. Stacey Abrams should have won Georgia. Why? Because they're black? That
No,
don't
you
make
know
a
what?
rat's
That-
ass. They lost. Period.
Kamaya says that because she smokes a lot of legal marijuana in California.
Yeah. Have you seen their districts out there? Or Nancy Pelosi? Instead of
Hey,
them worrying about anything else right now, and impeachment, and
they're smoking so much legal marijuana out in California that anything goes.
I've got friends that live out there, and they say there's needles, feces, everything. They're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to pressure wash crap off the streets every day. And then right outside of Nancy Pelosi's gate, that bitch needs to walk outside and walk to her mailbox at least once a month or a week and look and see at all the needles and stuff and all the drugs right there on her own parking lot. And by the
That's
way,
terrible.
I wish she would tear down her wall around her house.
Hey, I don't
Hello,
know how
Steve.
California has this big surplus. Everybody's like, well, we have a giant surplus. Let me just tell you this. If the state of California has a surplus, someone needs to double check their accountants over there because that state, they got more homeless people. They spend more money on waste and government and bad government than probably any state in the country. I don't know how they have a surplus unless the accountants are crooked too.
I don't know
We
how
know the
they
politics
have it either.
there.
They need to get Arnold back in there. Well,
Arnold.
they fine you for everything out there. One of my real good friends that lives out in California had a 55-gallon barrel sitting there beside his house catching rainwater. They come in and find him $5,000. $5,000 for catching rainwater Because there's a
Why?
law in California that you can't catch rainwater, that it has to go back into the ground, back into the ponds. And he uses it to water his plants because they only
In
have
his
one day a
own
week watering
backyard?
here
In his own backyard?
in his own backyard.
You know what? That's one stupid state. I don't know, but you know what though? Canada's messed up. You know, Canada has let the left under Trudeau get away with some such terrible policies, and Canada needs an election. Trudeau's been a disaster for Canada. They don't really have free speech there like we here. We take a lot of our rights and privileges for granted here in the States. It's amazing. It's a
I'm telling
great
you,
place to live.
right now between Congress, the Senate, the Intel committees, the AG, the IG report will be out pretty soon, by the way. But all these people, they should put them in the room all together, pump in all the marijuana they can, put in one pizza in the center. We're all 438 of them, one pizza, and tell them whoever, if they get this thing figured out, there'll be more pizzas. If not, you got to fight over the one pizza.
You mentioned something earlier about who I think the Democratic nominee is going to be, and going forward, we need to address that every week. And we can know, like Johnny Carson used to have that thing where
Carmack
the
the
guy
Great.
who wore the hat,
Carmack the
Carmen,
Great.
whatever his name was. Yeah, we can do that. Who is going to be the nominee? But to understand the Democratic Party, you really need to take a couple bong hits.
Well, she's too young. She's too
I
young,
know. I
but
know it's terrible,
but
but that's where the Democratic Party is right now.
she's too young. But my prediction is, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I like that. I like that.
She's too
No,
young. But my prediction for the Democratic Party is OCA.
OCA, yeah. I think really Biden's gonna win. Hold on.
Joe, creepy Joe.
Hey, you can't tell what part of your body anatomy I'm looking at.
You know, I would get one of those terms to do Carmack the Great, but I would be labeled as a
Yeah,
Turan
so it's
racist.
going to be fun. I can't wait to the Democratic debate. So there's going to be some ticked off Democrats that can't make the main stage. The second tier and
Jo-
the third tier.
Jolie
You
said
know,
that we need to take. She said the two of you need to take over the country and fix it all. And we couldn't do any worse job.
well, we'd have to hire Trump to be our chief negotiator.
Hell, we could do away with overspending big time because what we're used to living on compared to what they're used to living on. Hell, I could.
Gee, yeah, hey, I tell you what, we need to downsize our government. Here's my policy would be, let's shrink government 1% a year. We ought to be able to squeeze 1% of waste out of this multi-trillion-dollar economy and keep everything going, but to be 1% more efficient every year. How hard could that be?
I think we should take all of our listeners and set them up in Congress, and then you and I'll get on there and talk about stuff and let them figure it out because we got some smart people on there.
True, true. No, it is what it is. I'll tell you. We have to pray for our leadership that they actually make a few good votes. But the House is so far removed from the national what's right, what's good for the country, and thank God that the Senate is in Republican hands, and it just goes to show the genius of our founding fathers.
Is this your closing argument, Mr. Attorney? Because we got
No,
2 minutes. I'm gonna give you the last 2 minutes.
well, I don't need 2 minutes. Let me just take the last 30 seconds, and then you can finish it up with your tribute to P.A.D. All I can say is Trump is good. Democrats are bad. Democrats are dumb. Democrats are bad for the country. Their policies generally stink. They really don't care what we think. Democratic policies really stink, and they really don't care what we, the people, think. So we need to vote for Trump and reelect Trump and vote for small government, less government, and we got to take back our schools, folks. You know, we need to put God back into the schools. By God, what's wrong with saying a prayer before the school day starts?
Or the
You know,
Pledge of
what's wrong with
Allegiance.
that?
If you're offended by the Pledge of Allegiance, get your ass out of this country. All right, Greg.
There you.
I'm gonna
All right. Well, I'll
thank
see
you
you
for coming
next
on. We'll
week.
see you next Tuesday night for sure. We've got our internet and all this stuff cleared up. Chris is back. Thanks, Chris. We'll see you. I got to get with you. I'm going to be up in Jacksonville next Tuesday, so
Can't
I
wait.
need to drop those headphones and stuff
Maybe you
off to
can
you.
show me some of that high tech equipment you got.
Okay. All right.
All right.
We'll catch you later.
Have a great night.
All right, Greg. That was Greg Williams, attorney at law up in Jacksonville. Greg's one of my friends, besides being a co-host every Tuesday night. Tomorrow night we will be giving you guys an update on Fort Gates. Make sure that there's Greg's thing up there. If you need a good attorney, if there's any such thing, a good attorney, Greg does service Putnam County, St. John's, Clay, and Greg will work with you on your stuff. He does everything but murder cases. So if you get busted with weed, or you're down a traffic stop, or I don't know, they do divorces, they do all kinds of crap. Just give Greg a call over there. Then you can always go back and check on either IITWradio.com, IITW Radio on Facebook, The Putman Way on Facebook, or you can go to YouTube and check out IITW Radio. Either way, you can stop, freeze frame, and you get all the information. Yeah, Fort Gates. We're slowly getting that back up and running. I got some stuff I want to talk about tomorrow night. I want to thank you guys and gals for listening. Doug, Jolie, Todd, Steve, let's see, Chris, my buddy Chris. Let's see who else we got. Janice, all you people. If I missed your name, I'm sorry. I got Glenn, all you guys and gals. There's too many of us to give a shout out on, but I do have to give a shout outs tonight to my partner in crime, Tammy, who runs the Putman Way. She does a kick-ass job on it every week. If you want to get local news, state news, whatever, we remain unbiased on all the news and stuff on there. Sometimes I give my personal opinion. That gets me in trouble. But I want to thank all of our law enforcement, our first responders. You guys go up and see these guys and gals. Go up and thank them for their service to our community. And if you see a soldier, go up and thank them for their service to our country. Or an old veteran. See a Vietnam vet hat on. I want to thank Calvin O for letting us use his music tonight, and also Austin Neal for closing out the segment tonight. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow night. What else do I got? Oh, Blue Crab Festival this weekend. Make sure Friday, Saturday, and Sunday you're out there. Okay, guys and gals, I think that's it. We'll see you back here tomorrow night with some kick butt information on Fort Gates Ferry. It's 239 years old. We do not want to see this thing get away from us. We love you guys. I'm out. Make sure you look at our sponsors that scroll while the music's playing and support your local businesses in our community. It's the only way to get things back up and running.
See the guitar in the corner. It's the one I learned to play on. Believe me or not, it's been all around the world. It's been back and forth to Georgia, Carolina a couple times. But there's that one trip that takes me back in time. On a plane ride to a foreign land, a journey had begun.
I got to give my shout outs real quick to Mama B, Annette, Audrey, Tammy, let's see, Angie. Thanks, Chris, for helping with the show as every night. I do appreciate it, buddy. We just gave each other knuckles for you guys that couldn't see it. And I think that's about it, Mr. Steve. I'll see you. And Terry, my little brother, I love you. I hope you're doing better in the hospital, brother. I'll see you when you get out.